Laws are meant to maintain order and protect people, right? Well, not all laws fit that mold. Today, we'll explore the strangest, most bizarre laws still in effect across the world, some that will leave you scratching your head. First stop, Switzerland. In some apartment buildings, it's illegal to flush your toilet after 10 p.m. This law is in place to reduce noise and keep the peace for those who value a quiet night's sleep. In Japan, until 2015, dancing in clubs after midnight was illegal unless the club had a special license. This law was originally created to crack down on prostitution after World War II, but it stayed in place for decades. Canada has some unique hygiene laws. For example, in some parts, it's illegal to remove bandages in public spaces. This might sound odd, but it's about keeping things sanitary and preventing the spread of germs. France, the land of love, right? Well, not so much on train platforms. A law dating back to 1910 bans kissing on train platforms, as long goodbyes were delaying trains. In the Italian town of Falciano del Masico, it's actually illegal to die. With no more room in the town cemetery, this quirky law was enacted to discourage residents from passing away, though enforcing it could be tricky. Singapore takes cleanliness seriously. It's illegal to sell or import chewing gum, and the ban was put in place to stop people from sticking gum in inconvenient places. In Thailand, stepping on the national currency is considered an offense against the monarchy. Since the king's face is on the money, trampling on it is viewed as an insult. In some cities in Australia, it's illegal to disturb pigeons. This law is part of a larger effort to maintain harmony between urban life and wildlife. In Spain, it's illegal to drive barefoot, or even in flip-flops. The law is meant to ensure drivers have proper control of their vehicles. One of the UK's most peculiar laws forbids dying in the Houses of Parliament. Since those who die there are entitled to a state funeral, this law helps avoid the bureaucratic headache. Safety is paramount in Denmark, where it's illegal to start a car if someone is working underneath it. Simple but important for keeping everyone safe. Germany's Autobahn is famous for its high-speed sections. But if you run out of gas on it, you could face hefty fines. The law is meant to prevent accidents caused by stalled vehicles. Love karaoke? Be careful in the Philippines, where there are strict laws prohibiting late-night singing to maintain peace in residential areas. South Korea is strict about road safety. Using GPS apps while driving is illegal unless the device is mounted, helping to prevent distracted driving. In Alabama, an old law prohibits carrying ice cream cones in your back pocket. This quirky rule was originally to prevent horse theft, as people would lure horses away with the sweet treat. In New Zealand, flying with a rooster in a hot air balloon is illegal. Though it's unclear how often this came up, it certainly makes for an interesting regulation. Bhutan takes environmental protection seriously. The country banned plastic bags to preserve its pristine landscapes. In Turkey, destroying currency is a serious crime. It's considered an insult to the nation and could land you in jail for up to 3 years. Visiting Greece? Leave your high heels at home if you're heading to an archaeological site. The law prevents damage to ancient ruins caused by sharp heels. Italy is known for its animal welfare laws, and in some cities, like Rome, it's illegal to keep a goldfish in a bowl. The curved glass is thought to distort the fish's view and cause stress. In Samoa, husbands must never forget their wife's birthday, or they could face legal consequences. While it's unclear how often this law is enforced, it sure adds pressure to remember that special day. In South Korea, some rural areas are equipped with traffic lights for chickens. These quirky lights were installed in farming villages to prevent chickens from wandering into busy roads. In Russia, driving a dirty car could land you a fine. Authorities take road cleanliness seriously, and keeping your car clean is the law. In some coastal towns in Italy, building sandcastles on the beach is banned. It's thought that these structures could block the walking paths of other beachgoers and disrupt the natural look of the beaches. Japan has a law, known as the Metabo Law, that limits waist sizes for citizens over 40. Companies and local governments must measure waistlines yearly, and those above a certain limit are encouraged to seek health advice. In the Maldives, the government strictly controls the import and distribution of books. Some religious texts and materials deemed harmful to Islam are banned, ensuring that all literature aligns with local laws and culture. Greece once had a law that banned all electronic games in public, including video games and even mobile phone games. This was part of an effort to crack down on illegal gambling, but it created confusion and frustration for regular gamers. In New Zealand, the city of Christchurch has an official wizard on the government payroll. And yes, if you claim magical abilities, you're expected to register yourself under the country's official laws governing wizardry. In Florida, if you tie your elephant to a parking meter, you must pay the same fee as if you parked a car. This law is a quirky remnant of the past when circus elephants were a more common sight in town. In France, men must wear fitted swim trunks at public pools. Loose swimwear like board shorts are a no-go, all in the name of hygiene and safety. In Victoria, Australia, you're not allowed to change a light bulb unless you're a licensed electrician. This law was aimed at ensuring safety in handling electrical repairs, though it has relaxed in recent years. In France, it's illegal to name a pig Napoleon, out of respect for the former French emperor. This law is meant to protect the dignity of national symbols. In Scotland, if someone knocks on your door asking to use the bathroom, you are legally required to let them in. This law dates back to an old code of hospitality. In some parts of Sweden, homeowners are legally required to paint their houses according to a color scheme dictated by the local government, preserving the traditional Scandinavian aesthetic of the town. In China, there's a law that requires children to visit their aging parents regularly. It's part of the country's effort to preserve family values and respect for the elderly. In the city of Petrolia, Ontario, Canada, it's illegal to unnecessarily honk your car horn. This law extends specifically to areas around sandwich shops, in order to maintain public peace and quiet. In the city of Chico, California, it's illegal to make, test, or possess nuclear weapons. Violating this law carries a hefty $500 fine, though it seems more symbolic than enforceable. These bizarre laws remind us that every country has its own unique quirks. What's the strangest law you've ever heard of? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more fascinating facts from around the world. Before you go, remember to subscribe and hit the bell icon. Your support is what keeps this channel thriving. And check out our previous stories. Share your favorite moments from today's story in the comments below. We love hearing from you.